Yeah, it's actually kind of an interesting story. We've talked a lot about kind of our background and how I started in this industry as a little kid and kind of following my dad around. One of the questions that I heard people ask him more times than I could count after he would speak to a group was, where can I buy your book? And all those years I heard that, he never had a book. He always talked about working on this book or that book, but never finished a book. Had a few other things going on over that time between raising a family and turning around other companies and all the great things that he's done. So as we thought about starting SOS Leadership, I really thought the first step, because I'd seen so many other small businesses start this way and succeed, the first step was a book that could maybe tell our story, a book that could be a marketing piece for us. And so I had that idea, went to my dad and said, I want to write your book. That's kind of how the conversation went. And I think he maybe had an interesting reaction to that. But it really started with me telling him, I want to write your book. And by saying that, what came out was a bunch of months later, what's now Seeds of Success, a journey from success to significance. And so why don't you tell them a little bit about what you were thinking when I said, I want to write your book.
Well, prior to that, the only thing I really had was an idea, a title of Seeds of Success. That's a concept that I've lived my life around. All the years I spent in this industry, I felt like what my role was that I planted seeds, and many years later they would take root. That's what I thought my role was as a father. I thought that's what my role was as a leader. Because we believe that every leader is on a journey of learning how to lead, that's kind of a concept of our business. The subtitle, The Journey from Success to Significance, was the idea that Billy actually brought. So first my idea was I've been working on this book. I had hundreds of pages of handwritten notes with every idea that I ever had. And I said, so basically you want to steal my book and put your name on it. And so we had a little fun. He laughed just like he did there. And as we sat and talked through, he said, no, I think I figured out how to take that story, the story of your journey from success to significance, that journey that you've taken many, many clients on, of figuring out what matters most, and I think I figured out how to tell that in a story form, in a way that'll really touch the lives of others. So that got me interested, because that's not the book I was thinking of writing. I had all the ideas, all the concepts, but I was thinking of writing a business kind of book and not a story book. What came out of that is somehow, with his special gift, he took the 300 pages of ideas and thoughts that I had through a series of interviews. He sat down and used his gift, and he took hours and hours and hours of information, and we ended up with the template, the first draft of Seeds of Success. That's about 100 pages, give or take a few, of a beautiful story, a true story of that journey that we're all on, of kind of learning how to lead, how to grow through that process, and how to figure out really what it is that matters most.
And I think what's most interesting about that book, and you said it wasn't the book that you thought you were going to write. I don't think it was, even after I came with the idea, I don't think it ended up being the book I was thinking either. And I think sometimes that happens when you're creating something new. I don't really think Seeds of Success is probably the book that most people would start a business with, at least a business that works with other businesses, which is what we mostly do, because it's more of a personal leadership book. It's a personal story. In some ways, it's a spiritual book. When you talk about a journey from success as the world defines it, to success that matters, which is significance, what matters most. And really, that's what his story was. And so I really just kind of wanted to share his story. But ultimately what the book became, it became our story. It became a story of a father and a son. And our special relationship is what makes the book special, is what makes SOS Leadership special. A special relationship between a father and a son that believe in the same things, that want the same things, how I learned from him. You know, we always say that people become like their leader, and we are the best example of that that there is. And so Seeds of Success, we say, was a labor of love. It was probably 25, 30 years in the making for him, but in a short few months period, we crystallized the idea, turned it into a goal, took action on it, and we made it happen, and it became this book right here, Seeds of Success, A Journey from Success to Significance. And it's done wonders for us, and as we've been told, it's done wonders for a lot of other people as well. So it may not be something that doubled, tripled, quadrupled our business, but it's something that we believe, and we've been told, made a difference in the lives of others, and that's really why we do what we do.
Yeah, I thought the book that I had in mind called Seeds of Success, I thought was going to share from my head my 30 years of experience and the lessons that I learned from working with some of the greatest people that I've ever met. And what came out of that it really was who we are as individuals and the journey that we've been on, and that's resonated with many, many people. So as part of a business plan of starting with a book that shared your knowledge and expertise, which is what a lot of people in our industry do, we didn't write that book first, we wrote that book third. And the first book we wrote said, here's who we are. We believe that many, many people are on that same journey at some stage of that journey. So we began our business by leading with our heart, and later we started bringing more and more of the knowledge and expertise into that. So maybe not a good plan for how to start a business, but a great plan of how to share the personal connection that we think, that personal connection that we have with our clients, and understanding where they are in the journey, I think is really what makes SOS very special and unique, and I think it's why we get the kind of results we do with our clients, because it's not what we know, it's that special connection we have about where they are on their journey.